So now in this video we'll discuss about the I have taken an example to let you understand the concept of law of variable proportion. So in this case I'm taking two inputs. One is variable inputs, that is labor, and the another inputs, that is I'm taking land, or you can take capital, that is fixed. Okay, fixed means 1 unit or 1 acre or 1 hectare. Okay, all the times it is fixed. The units that I have taken here is 1, that means it is fixed. But the another input, which is labor, that is changeable, that is changing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, like this. Okay, so the units that I have taken here, in case of labor, which is changeable, which is changing, and the another inputs, that is land, which is fixed. So in my production function, what we use the production function q equals to function of L comma k. Okay, that is fixed. Suppose I'm taking the labor, or you can take the land, you can take land also. Okay, two inputs here I'm using, labor and land, and we are producing a particular output, that is q. So now when we are using 1 units of labor, 1 units of land, our total product, we are producing the total product, the amount of total product is 2. When 2 units of labor we are using and land is fixed, that time our total product is 5. When 3 units of labor we are taking, that time total product is 9. And consecutively, serially or consecutively, if we increase the total product, if we the inputs, if we consecutively, if we increase the inputs, that means 4 5 6 7 8, then what we see, first total product is increases. See here, total product is increases 2 5 9 12 14 15. Okay, up to this total product increases. Okay, up to this total product increases, then this 15 is the maximum, reach a maximum, and then falls. So what is our law of variable proportion? What I have discussed in my previous video. What is law of variable proportion? Law of variable proportion states that if the fixed input is fixed, and if the variable inputs, which if we change the variable inputs, that means if the variable inputs increases, then your total product first increases, like this, increases, then reach a maximum. Okay, this 15 is the maximum, and then falls. This is called law of variable proportions. Okay, these law of variable proportions we can see in this law of variable proportions are 3 stages. Okay, first stage is increasing returns, second stage is diminishing returns, and third stage is negative returns. Okay, so how we explain it, this increasing, diminishing, and negative returns? See the marginal product. At first there is no change, so marginal product is 2, or you can write blank also. Next, the marginal product is change in total product, that means how much? 3. Next, 9 minus 5, it is 4. Then 14 minus 12, 12 minus 9, it is 3. Then 14 minus 12 is 2. 15 minus 14 is 1. 15 minus 15 is 0. Then 14 minus 15 is minus 1. So these are my marginal product. Okay, but what is increasing returns? In the law of variable proportions, there are 3 stages of productions. First increasing returns, then diminishing returns, and then negative returns. What is increasing return? Increasing return means production increases but at an increasing rate. Increases at an increasing rate means first 2 units of total product, then 5 units of total product, then 9 units of total product. So that means total product is not only increases, its rate is increases. First change is 3, second change is 4. So increases, but the rate of increase is increases. The rate of increase is increasing. That means at first it is 2, then change is 3, then change is 4. If after that change is 5, if after that change is 6, that means total product is not only increases, its rate also increasing. Okay, in the next stage you see 9, after that it is 12. So 9, after 9 it is 12, total product increases but the rate is fall, 3. Then 12 to 14, total product increases but rate is 2, that means change is 2. So total product increases but the rate is diminishes. After that 14 to 15 total product increases but the rate falls, it is 1. That is why this stage is called diminishing returns. This stage is called diminishing returns. After that 15 to 15 change is 0, okay, and next 15 to 14 total product falls, that means it is negative. So this stage is called negative returns. Okay, so if you put the values of labor and total product in the diagram, okay, then we will see this type of diagram we will get, and this type of diagram of total product we will get, and this type of diagram of marginal product we will get. Okay, in our next video we will put the values of variable inputs, that means labor and total product. So if we take the values of labor and total product and put the values in the diagram, then we will get TP. And if you put the values of labor and marginal product and put these values into the diagram, then you will get marginal product. So TP curve is a combination of labor and total product, and MP curve is a combination point of labor and marginal product. Okay, so in my next video we will discuss how we put these combination points and how we get this type of diagrams. Okay, thank you.